New reporting, and this comes after Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun was on Capitol Hill today. We get more from CBS's senior transportation correspondent, Chris Van Cleve.
And the company canceled a new system that would have tracked employees at some of Boeing's offices. The company says it's removing the sensors that have been installed.
Boeing's CEO was left speechless as Emirates and KLM tore into the company over constant delays, safety issues, and broken promises. In front of industry leaders and the media, the two airline giants didn't hold back, and the CEO completely lost control of the situation.
Airbus and Boeing have been competing head-to-head for decades as the world's largest commercial airplane makers. The European-based Airbus entered the market 56 years after its rival.
What sparked this heated exchange? And why are once loyal partners now turning against Boeing? This dramatic moment sent shockwaves through the aviation world. Stick with us as we uncover what really went down. Boeing's partnership fallout. According to reports, Emirates and KLM, historically loyal to Boeing, have turned their backs and taken drastic actions against the world's largest aerospace company and leading manufacturer of commercial jetliners and defense. This was reportedly due to quite a number of unfavorable factors, leading to a loss of confidence in Boeing's ability to deliver reliable aircraft, with both Emirates and KLM shifting their focus to other. As a result, the CEO of Boeing has reportedly taken an unexpected decision amidst the circumstances of the plane maker's management, which threatens to further damage the reputation of the company. Now, the real question is, why have Emirates and KLM turned their backs on Boeing, and how has their CEO reacted? But before we dive into details, let's take a quick look into the rise of Boeing and how they shook the aviation industry. Brace up. This might just be the beginning of what is about to be revealed. At the turn of the millennium, Boeing stood as a dominant force in the global airliner market and a leading supplier of military and space technology to the U.S. government. Yet, Boeing's ascent to the top was far from smooth. 50 years earlier, the company had been a key player in the defense sector, but one of many. Along the way, Boeing, like its competitors, faced missteps in model selection, shifting industry trends, and financial struggles, including challenges with orders, funding, and at times, unwise mergers and acquisitions. Despite these hurdles, Boeing consistently outpaced its rivals through a unique combination of technological advantage, agility in meeting customer demands, and access to the world's largest market, the United States. Its success was also believed to be rooted in a relentless commitment to engineering excellence and a culture of perfectionism that defined its workforce and leadership. The introduction of jet engines to commercial aviation was a turning point. Boeing's extensive experience in military jet technology was believed to have given it a critical advantage, allowing the company to develop the Boeing 707 based on its 367-80 prototype, which was initially used for the KC-135 military tanker. Unlike its European competitors, who had to fund their jetliner developments, Boeing leveraged government-funded designs, giving it a head start. The 707 became the world's first commercially successful jet airliner, despite European competition like the de Havilland Comet and Soviet Tu-104, which faced safety and technical issues. The 707's reliability and passenger appeal positioned Boeing at the forefront of the commercial jet market, making it a global standard for jet airliners and transforming long-distance travel. As jet travel gained popularity, Boeing continued to innovate to meet diverse airline demands. In 1963, Boeing launched the Boeing 727, designed to serve regional routes with a tri-engine configuration that balanced power and fuel efficiency. This model quickly gained popularity, outpacing competitors like the DC-9 and BAC-111 and securing Boeing's dominance in short-haul and regional aviation. However, Boeing's true breakthrough came in 1967 with the launch of the Boeing 737. Although initial sales were slow, the 737 went on to become the world's best-selling jet airliner, providing a versatile, reliable option for short to medium-haul routes. In response to the growing demand for high-capacity airliners in the 1970s, Boeing developed the Boeing 747, the first jumbo jet, with a distinctive double-decker design. Although Boeing faced a financial crisis during its development due to the oil embargo, economic recession, and a general downturn in the aerospace industry, the 747 ultimately transformed global aviation. It offered airlines unprecedented capacity, making intercontinental travel more accessible, and established Boeing's reputation as an industry leader. Undoubtedly, Boeing has scaled aviation heights that its competitors have not been able to, but behind the success, there were reports of early struggles that beset the aviation giants and seems to have rippled over, resulting in their present prediction. What were their early struggles, and were they able to overcome it? Get ready for a mind-boggling revelation that will keep you at the edge of your seat. Boeing's early struggles and challenges. According to reports, the post-war period presented significant challenges for Boeing, as the end of military contracts led to massive layoffs and an uncertain future. And talking about competition, the company reportedly faced fierce competition from Douglas and Lockheed in the commercial market, where turboprop engines still reigned, leaving Boeing with a minimal market share in civilian aviation. However, the Cold War brought a surge in defense spending, and Boeing's close relationship with the U.S. government enabled it to secure major contracts. These were believed to have revitalized the company's finances and set the stage for its dominance in the jet age. It was also reported that the economic turbulence of the 1970s, triggered by the oil crisis, the end of the Vietnam War, and the slowdown of the Apollo program, impacted Boeing's operations significantly. Despite the collaborative approach by the company to manage challenges, mass layoffs were said to be unavoidable as orders slowed. Another big challenge faced by Boeing was the rise of another potent rival aerospace company. By the late 1980s, Airbus, another international aerospace company, emerged as Boeing's most formidable competitor, with the launch of its A320 family. Airbus's advanced fly-by-wire technology and focus on fuel efficiency attracted airline interest, positioning the A320 as a direct competitor to Boeing's 737, which was widely referred to as the A versus B rivalry. The A320's success marked the beginning of the ongoing rivalry between Boeing and Airbus. Boeing continued to innovate, but Airbus's collaborative approach with European governments and manufacturers gave it strong financial backing, enabling it to launch successful models that challenged Boeing's dominance. Despite Airbus's rise, Boeing remained resilient, consistently updating its models and reinforcing its reputation as a leader in aviation technology. While competition with Airbus intensified, Boeing also sought to bolster its offerings in wide-body aircraft. This gave birth to Boeing 777, which was believed to have been introduced as a technologically advanced rival to Airbus's A330 and A340. Meanwhile, Boeing continued to update its legendary 747 series to counter the later launched but commercially unsuccessful Airbus A380. But despite these efforts, Airbus had firmly established itself as a formidable competitor, and the global aviation market settled into a duopoly, with airlines leveraging both companies in purchase negotiations. To shield its domestic stronghold, Boeing secured exclusive purchasing agreements with several major U.S. airlines throughout the 2000s. Yet Airbus still found ways to breach the U.S. market, notably when American Airlines ordered 260 Airbus jets in 2011, including 130 of the fuel-efficient A320neo. In response, Boeing opted to upgrade the engines on its 737 platform rather than developing a new model, resulting in the 737 MAX. But that's not all. The early 2000s also saw a surge in global fuel prices, forcing airlines to seek more fuel-efficient aircraft. Boeing's once popular 757 became too heavy to compete with Airbus's lighter, more fuel-efficient A321, leading to the 757's discontinuation in 2004. As the demand for fuel-efficient aircraft increased, engine manufacturers like Pratt & Whitney, Rolls-Royce, and General Electric developed engines that delivered 10% or more in efficiency gains, helping manufacturers like Airbus gain ground. Boeing adapted the aging 737 design to accommodate larger engines, resulting in the 737 MAX series. However, challenges arose due to the 737's design, which necessitated the engine's forward placement, impacting the plane's balance and leading Boeing to implement the maneuvering characteristics augmentation system to counter potential stall risks. This led to critical vulnerabilities in the aircraft's design. And what about the tragic 737 crashes? According to reports, the first of two tragic 737 MAX crashes occurred on October 29, 2018, when a Lion Air aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff. It was later revealed that MCAS had activated incorrectly, responding to faulty sensor data and causing a fatal loss of control. Boeing was believed to have issued instructions for pilots on handling potential MCAS malfunctions, but the system itself remained unchanged. On March 10, 2019, a second crash involving Ethiopian Airlines brought a global grounding of the 737 MAX, plunging Boeing into a crisis that severely damaged its reputation and finances. In the wake of these tragedies, Boeing's leadership reportedly faced significant backlash. Although the company replaced its CEO, reports have it that the new leadership have only managed to retain the previous financial focus, continuing to prioritize shareholder returns over engineering and safety investments. Now, according to recent reports, both Emirates and KLM have disengaged with Boeing due to some critical issues that borders on mismanagement from the aerospace giant that seems to be affecting the smooth running of their operations. The question now is, how has Boeing failed this time around? And how has both Emirates and KLM reacted to it? Brace up for one of the most shocking revelations that will blow your mind. Emirates and KLM's Boeing backlash. Boeing has faced a series of scandals, from the tragic 737 MAX crashes to the more recent mid-air door blowout of an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9. Sources gathered that airlines and regulators alike are increasingly wary of Boeing's ability to maintain high manufacturing standards. According to reports, Emirates, known for its long-haul routes and premium services, has been diversifying its fleet beyond Boeing, turning increasingly toward Airbus. It is believed that the airline has already been vocal about its frustrations with Boeing's repeated delays in delivering the 77X, which was initially expected years ago but has now been pushed back to 2025. And now it was reported that Emirates has placed significant orders with Airbus, including the A350 and additional A380s, solidifying Airbus as its key supplier, as they are said to be fed up with Boeing's inconsistencies. And recently, in what appears to be a brutal response to Boeing from KLM, it was reported that the Royal Dutch Airlines grounded 7 Boeing 787 aircraft after identifying improper maintenance procedures, leading to the cancellation of 5 international flights during the first weekend of May 2025. The decision was said to have resulted in significant disruption at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport on May 3rd, leaving over 650 passengers stranded as the affected planes were withdrawn from service for urgent inspections. As if that wasn't enough, on May 3rd, KLM canceled 3 long-haul flights destined for Mexico City, Chicago O'Hare, and Portland. Passengers traveling to the United States were said to have eventually departed later that day, but not without delays ranging from 3 to 5 hours. The Mexico City flight, carrying approximately 250 travelers, was postponed by an entire day. The following day, 2 additional flights to Shanghai and Los Angeles were also canceled, each affecting about 200 passengers, with KLM actively rebooking those impacted onto alternative services where possible. This move is believed to be a major blow to Boeing, which once counted Emirates as one of its most loyal customers. Meanwhile, KLM, the Dutch flagship carrier, has taken a similar route, announcing its plans to move away from Boeing in favor of Airbus for its future narrow-body fleet. The airline's decision follows a growing trend among European carriers opting for Airbus aircraft due to their reliability and the ongoing production challenges at Boeing. KLM's decision underscores the mounting frustrations that many airlines feel toward Boeing's inability to deliver aircraft on time and with confidence in their long-term safety. The growing disenchantment with Boeing is believed to not just be about delays, it's also about safety. According to reports, Boeing has previously faced a series of scandals, from the tragic 737 MAX crashes to the more recent mid-air door blowout of an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9. Even as the company scrambles to reassure customers, the repeated quality control failures have reportedly left lasting damage to its reputation. And compounding Boeing's woes is the rise of China's COMAC, which has been steadily making inroads into the aviation market. While COMAC's C919 is not yet a direct competitor to the 737 or A320 on a global scale, it is rapidly gaining ground in China and other emerging markets. Beijing's push for domestic aerospace self-sufficiency means that Chinese airlines, which once relied heavily on Boeing, are now shifting purchases toward COMAC. As China continues to expand its aviation industry, Boeing faces the risk of losing one of its most important growth markets, further accelerating its decline. Qantas, the Australian aviation giant, has also made waves by pivoting toward Airbus, particularly for its long-haul Project Sunrise routes. The airline has reportedly committed to the A350-1000 for its ambitious non-stop flights between Sydney and New York or London, once seen as a golden opportunity for Boeing's 77X program. Boeing's inability to keep pace with Qantas's needs has left the airline with little choice but to move forward with Airbus, further reinforcing the shift away from the once mighty American manufacturer. Following the shock announcement of both Emirates and KLM, reports have it that the Boeing CEO has taken an unexpected decision that no one saw coming, which may negatively affect the already damaged reputation of Boeing. What was his decision, and what's its potential effect on the future of Boeing? Hold on, because the best part is coming up. Boeing CEO's response and future effects. According to reports, Dave Calhoun, the CEO of Boeing, has announced plans to resign amid a sweeping overhaul of the plane maker's management as it fights to repair its reputation following a terrifying cabin panel blowout. Larry Kellner, chair of Boeing's board of directors, is also expected to leave the role. It is believed that Calhoun plans to complete the critical work underway to stabilize and position the company for the future over the coming months. Stan Deal, who leads Boeing's commercial airplanes business, has also reportedly left the job with immediate effect and has been replaced by Stephanie Pope, the group's chief operating officer. Steve Mollenkopf, who has been on Boeing's board of directors since 2020, has been lined up to replace Kellner as its chair. Mollenkopf will reportedly lead the search for Calhoun's replacement. In an interview, Calhoun agreed with the fact that the eyes of the world are on them, and that they know they will come through this moment a better company. He added that they will remain squarely focused on completing the work they have done together to return the company to stability after the extraordinary challenges of the past 5 years, with safety and quality at the forefront of everything they do. The issues facing Boeing does not seem to have an end as they scrambled to reassure regulators, airlines, and passengers since a brand new 737 MAX 9 jet was forced into an emergency landing in January. The dramatic incident during an Alaska Airlines flight, which prompted 171 MAX 9 jets to be grounded for several weeks, sparked the biggest safety crisis for Boeing since the crashes of 2 of its MAX 8 jets in 2018 and 2019, in which 346 people were killed. An initial report by the National Transportation Safety Board that found the cabin panel that blew off Alaska's new MAX 9 jet in January appeared to be missing 4 key bolts. The agency publicly criticized Boeing that month for failing to disclose details linked to its investigation. Boeing claimed it had been cooperating fully and transparently with the NTSB. After the agency published its preliminary report, Calhoun said Boeing was squarely focused on strengthening quality and confidence. According to reports, the Federal Aviation Administration conducted a 6-week audit of Boeing's production line, which found multiple compliance failures. The U.S. Department of Justice is also reportedly conducting its own investigation into the January 5th incident. With the recent development, Boeing is no longer seen as the unchallenged global titan it once was. Emirates, KLM, and Qantas are just the latest airlines to distance themselves from the company, and if current trends continue, more will follow. With Airbus expanding its market share and Comac steadily growing as a viable alternative, it is believed that the global aviation industry is changing faster than Boeing can keep up. The group's stock has also come under pressure in recent months, falling by about a quarter since the turn of the year, as the Alaska incident renewed questions about the quality of its planes. Regulators and airlines have been demanding answers. Unless Boeing finds a way to fix its production delays, restore confidence in its safety standards, and regain trust from major airlines, it reportedly risks being permanently sidelined in an industry it once dominated. Observers also believe that Boeing's dominance in the global aviation industry is eroding, and the latest announcements from Emirates and KLM serve as another glaring indicator of this shift. These airlines, which happen to be some of the biggest names in international travel, are rethinking their fleet strategies, facing long delivery delays, safety concerns, and supply chain issues that have plagued Boeing for years. At the same time, China's Comac is steadily eating into the market share once monopolized by the American aerospace giant, signaling a rapidly changing global aviation landscape. Even as the company scrambles to reassure customers, the repeated quality control failures seem to have left lasting damage to its reputation. What do you think about Boeing's current situation? Do you think they can bounce back? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing